Kingdoms of Amalur is by all means the quintessential modern role-playing game. With moral choices abound and hours of voice acting in tow, it certainly fills the modern preconceived ideals of the genre. But does it differentiate itself enough from other titles on the market, or is it simply a Me Too title? One aspect where Kingdoms of Amalur stands out amongst the sea of competitors is in the wonderful world of Amalur itself. This world is wonderfully realised through the use of bright and colourful graphical style that is unashamedly entrenched in traditional ethereal fantasy clichés. The graphical style that is incorporated is in fact such a rarity in recent times that you'll almost certainly find it refreshing and somewhat charming. With 38 studios preparing for an MMORPG based on the lore of the Kingdoms of Amalur universe, perhaps it is to be expected that the title takes a lot of cues from traditional MMORPG character customization methods. Yep, you guessed it, talent trees are very much present in this title, and upon gaining a level, you'll be able to place a point into one of three trees: might for brute force physical based skills, finesse for ranged and critical strike based damage, and sorcery for magic damage. The skills that can be attained are split into passive and active skills, which adds some strategic elements in regards to how you customize your character in order to best fit your playstyle. Kingdoms of Amalur encourages players to spend their points in talent trees that best suit their playstyle for the use of destinies, which offer flat stat bonuses and percentage chance for combat events such as critical strike or evading attacks as a reward for placing enough points in the designated talent trees. In my opinion, this is a great way of encouraging players to play in a playstyle that suits them best, rather than feeling compelled to obtain cookie cutter builds in order to pump out the highest damage ratio possible. The story in Kingdoms of Amalur is portrayed through interesting cutscenes, hours of voice acting, and occasional freedom of decision made by the player. The in vogue choice wheel that has become a vehicle in recent games of the genre rears its head again and allows the user to make a choice with interactions with other characters in the game, as well as deciding certain story events and moral choices. This system is certainly effective, and it's not surprising that 38 studios decided to implement the choice wheel method of decision making into their game. But I must admit that it was a little bit of an eye-rolling moment when the wheel first appeared in the game, which is perhaps more due to my own fatigue on the concept rather than its lack of effectiveness. Continuing with the similarities to modern MMORPGs, Kingdoms of Amalur uses a quest system which is eerily familiar to the sort of system players of the MMORPG genre have been seeing for quite some time. That's not to say that it detracts from the experience or is necessarily a bad thing, in fact far from it. The rich quest system in Kingdoms of Amalur is very easily accessible and has learned many good characteristics, such as categorization of content and ease of navigation from its MMORPG counterparts. With this being said, it is not merely the technical benefits and management of content from the quest system that it is commendable for. The vast amount of content contained within these quests will have you exploring the world of Amalur for hours on end, and will often at times, for better or for worse, leave you ignoring the main quest for a very long period of time. However, in the genre that these days lives and dies by its ability to engage the user for long periods of time, Kingdoms of Amalur is more than up for the task. From its charming, if not slightly overbearing aesthetic, to its deep rewarding character customizational system, the game is very interesting and certainly worth a playthrough, as it iterates on the concept of modern role-playing games to a good degree, whilst also incorporating some very interesting design techniques.